Hello and a very warm welcome. Thanks for tuning in to News 9 Live. I'm Kabir Naqvi. This is Varghese P. Abraham. And Varghese and I essentially get down at 8 a.m. every morning, take a look at what are some of the overnight developments that you must know about, what are some of the headlines telling us on various newspapers, English, Hindi, from newspapers from down south, and what the social media is abuzz with, what are some of the tabloid headlines telling us, Thread, Instagram. If there's something that you should know, well, we're there for you. But first and foremost, all eyes on the opposition meet agenda. Name and common program, structure for anti-BJP front. Congress says seat sharing will take time, Varghese, but parties are going to discuss going state to state, but altogether much bonhomie on the first day.
Well,
now I'm just saying, will this bonhomie fade away?
That's the question I have. I mean, see, the issue over here, yesterday also I was telling you, the question over here is like, for example, the party like TMC. Its main opposition, of course, we've been saying BJP, but it has, in the Panchayat elections, the Congress units as well as the left units in West Bengal have also said that they haven't, TMC allegedly has an overbearing presence on them, and they tend to be quite restricted in certain violent manners to their own places. So that is something that, has been there, and therefore there are irritants within this grouping. So how long this unity will last is a big question. I think you have actually asked that big question itself. But I think also there's the larger fear of the BJP that has brought them all together also. Though these irritants will be there, I think they are looking at the larger elephant in the room, and I think let the smaller ones be at the sides.
It's sort of like a situation where does there fear for the BJP, and fear is actually not the right word here. Does their, angst against the BJP weigh far greater than, their internal bickerings?
It looks like that, because that is what seems to be bringing them all together on the same platform. If you look at it also, it's a mirage of parties with different ideologies, different kind of regional setup, different kind of strengths that we are looking at. All of them have a different, sort of approach to even some of the core ideas of development, and very different from that of the Congress. But the Congress seems to be the overarching, presence there, trying to get sure that all of them come together on a common platform. And most of them have very similar issues with them. They have issues about their ministers being raided by the ED or the income tax. They have some of their, party members also being tracked. So these issues are there, which are very common to them. And also the issue about how most of them are having tussle with their own governors, whether it is Tamil Nadu or whether it is West Bengal. They have their own tussles with their governors.
Kerala itself.
Kerala itself. So the left is also having a tussle with the governor there. So all these factors are very common also in what has brought them together.
Congress says seat sharing will take time. Parties discuss going state to state. How do you see this playing
Probably,
out?
see, it is a very practical approach that they are looking at. Probably what they are looking at is that they are looking at trying to leverage the regional strengths of these parties. So that, the secular vote on the ground is not split. That is what the Congress is trying to do. So the Congress over here, when it says that the seat sharing part of it will be later, it is probably looking at how much of a regional strength of the party can be leveraged within the alliance. And later, the Congress is also looking at, in certain areas, to play the junior partner. So it is only trying to piggy bank on the strength of the existing regional party when it comes to the 2024 elections, so that the votes don't get split. So the idea of the Congress is to ensure that the votes don't get split, and that's why they're having this huge group of parties join them, so that they are able to have a consolidated front. And interestingly enough, we were talking about the common program. Another subcommittee will be formed for drafting a common minimum program. Several opposition parties, citing past incidents, have said that the common minimum program is an instrument for administration and is usually drafted after the results are in to guide the government of the day. However, sources said that these objections were dismissed, and instead it was felt that the party should have a concrete program to counter the BJP, and overall control to take care of day-to-day working of the alliance will be through a common secretariat. So we are looking at a kind of a formal structure coming into this alliance.
An organizational structure.
Yes,
also.
an organization. So we are going
But
to
it's not happening anytime soon. This is,
They
from
are
what you're
probably,
reading, it's going to take some time.
It's going to take time. It's going to take time, but they're trying to dish it out, and they want to see, they are looking at creating an entity that is in opposition with the BJP. So before the BJP could, start off with its individualistic campaign, they want to start as a combined entity with their campaign. That is the idea behind it.
Sonia Gandhi being received by the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, Rahul Gandhi also there in the background. But more importantly, Nitish Kumar, you know, those posters that said unstable Prime Minister were being, removed. Agencies had wired in those particular visuals. That the Dainik Bhaskar says Mahabharat 2024 विपक्ष को सारथी सत्ता पक्ष को नए साथियों की तलाश. Right below it is a picture of JP Nadda,
Okay.
who says विपक्ष के पास न नीति न नियत न नेता.
Also, something interesting happened when you actually brought up what JP Nadda had said. We did see that Nitish Kumar, the Bihar Chief Minister, was the point of target in this current thing. The posters had come up.
That's what I was talking about, the unstable Prime Minister.
Unstable Prime Minister issue had also come up. So what happens Kabir, over here is that we see that the BJP is also quite, active on the ground, whether it is in Karnataka, which has been one of their southern bastions as well. So they're quite active on Karnataka and they're already taking a dig at this. So I think in the coming days, we are going to see a complete counter narrative that's going to come from the BJP side. And of course, the first question they're going to ask is, who's going to head this alliance?
But yesterday, Jairam Ramesh had categorically said that your questions about leadership are redundant right now. Why are you worried about the leadership? KC Venugopal so passionately and, with that anger against the journalist, who's saying, you're a journalist, don't you know what's happening in the country?
See, the question is, you can, in a press conference, you can divert. I mean,
Right.
being as the spin doctors of the party, you can divert any question that is being raised with it. But the fact remains is that who's going to be the leader of the alliance? If the Congress is going to be the larger role or play the larger role, of course, the question would be that you have to concentrate around the Congress, and therefore the leadership should emerge from the
that's going
Congress.
to become a point of tussle?
But the Congress has a history of thinking out of the box. So we see it in Karnataka, where they said that, when they were in alliance with the JDS, they said that Kumaraswamy should just become the chief minister, though they were the larger party. All right. So similar kind of a thing that we see in, a leaf was taken, and we see that at play
Yesterday,
in
KC
Maharashtra.
Venugopal said that, it's the Congress party's initiative. Since
So,
we've taken this initiative,
this initiative is taken by them, but we think that the leadership could be very varied when it comes to it, because the Congress is also looking at a longer term goal of keeping this alliance intact. It doesn't want any friction points among the 24 to 26. So I think they're keeping all options open right now.
Now the number game, take a look at the number game here, Varghese. 26 parties, get together for the opposition conclave in Bengaluru. It's a 2-day conclave. Today is the second day. A lot of things are going to be clarified today. At 4 p.m., we're going to have a proper press conference by all the opposition leaders. But on the other hand, 38 parties are going to attend the NDA meet, which is going to show its
I think
own,
that is the next
strength.
big story that we have to be tracking.
It's going to show its expansion. Opposition unity is hollow, is based on selfish interests. This is what JP Nadda says. Now, 38 parties are going to attend the NDA meet. I'm reading here that Ajit and Praful meet Sharad Pawar again, but even as that is happening, Chirag Paswan is also back in the fold of the NDA. 38 parties to join the NDA. I mean, in this number game, 26 versus 38, hasn't the joint opposition already lost?
Not necessarily, because some of these, what we are looking at the NDA allies, are some people who are yet to, in fact, make a kind of a regional presence that some of them in the opposition group has as such. So one of the major allies that we are looking at probably is the AIDMK and also the JJP. But Kabir, I want to just take one very interesting story that has come since you raised the NDA meet also. We have Mr. H.D. Kumaraswamy, who has made a statement. Have not been invited to NDA or opposition meeting. This is this thing I would like to, in fact, bring to your attention. Kumaraswamy's statement is out there saying that have not been invited to NDA or opposition meeting, and this is what the JDS leader said. And he is, in fact, saying that Congress says that there is no need for extending a special invitation to a regional party. Kumaraswamy taunts the party on Bihar Chief Minister's presence in Bengaluru meeting, saying it follows a dual policy with regard to political alliances. Okay, now the JDS leader said that he has not been invited either for the NDA meet on Tuesday in Delhi or the opposition meet on the same day in Bengaluru. There has been an intense speculation of a possible alliance between JDS and BJP ahead of the Lok Sabha elections next year. And if we are the B team of the BJP, which team does Mr. Kumar belong to? He had shared power being in the NDA at the center and also formed the government in Bihar. Now, he is part of the government with the Congress and the RJD. The Congress that is doing secular politics through Gadbandhan should say say something on this, he told press people.
And
So,
I mean, do you think that the NDA, getting into a huddle in the national capital, JP Nadda coming out, and we've got that reaction which will play out as well. Do you think the BJP has been pushed to a little back foot sort of a position because
it's
of
not,
this?
I wouldn't say back foot, but see, the BJP as a party is a party that
Is it
tries to-
rattled?
It is. I mean, that is a word that you have Mr. Karge using, saying that the BJP is rattled. See, politics is about also trying to understand what you should have a future vision as well. So, in what I understand from this is that when they are trying to have their allies together, it is not only a show of strength, but also to reassure the allies. See, the BJP on its own has crossed the halfway mark in both the terms.
Certainly.
So its allies are there with it. But now, with a combined kind of a thing, it's also looking at the electoral map. You might need your allies. So it's just keeping your allies closer in this.
Look at these visuals. I mean, all these opposition leaders coming in. And
That was in
it's the
fact MB
Karnataka
Patil.
Congress. It's the Karnataka Congress that is welcoming them. That's again something that I'm trying to look at. Do you think the opposition parties are going to be a little miffed and agitated over the fact that Congress is taking all the credit here?
No, not necessary, because all of them, as I said, of course, it's happening in Karnataka, and what they wanted to showcase, that is M.K. Stalin, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, also in Bengaluru, Dinesh Gundu Rao, as well as D.K. Shivkumar welcoming the DMK led group as well. And as to your earlier question, of course, when we were talking about that, should they be this thing about it? No, because the Congress is the bigger partner in this. It is the national party that they can actually go ahead and try to align with. So it is not going to be miffed about it. But of course, the delay in seat sharing is going to be the crucial part. How to crack that matrix for political reasons could be one of the reasons that we should, in fact, take a look at how they're going to do that part of it. And common minimum program is to assure that we all have something common that we would be looking at. So
now, 38 parties that are going to attend the NDA meet. It's a clear show of strength and its expansion. Chirag Paswan back in the fold. Buoyed by NDA's growing strength, BJP Chief JP Nadda on Monday challenged opposition parties trying to forge a front to name the alternative to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So that's the first challenge that JP Nadda was talking about. Talking to reporters on the eve of the NDA meeting to be attended by 38 parties, Nadda drew a contrast between Modi's leadership and the uncertainty at the rival end, while also trying to stoke the distrust several opposition outfits have of Congress party. He says, on the one hand, you have the tried and tested leadership of PM Modi, and on the other hand, there is Congress, the dagger of deceit, the BJP president said. You know what, Varghese? Let's listen in to
I
what
think we should listen
JP
from
Nadda
the
has
horse's
to say.
mouth only, yes.
राष्ट्रीय जनतांत्रिक गठबंधन नेशनल डेमोक्रेटिक अलायंस की बैठक शाम को आहूत की गई है और कुल मिलाकर के अभी तक 38 हमारे पार्टनर्स जो हमारे एनडीए के पार्टनर्स हैं उनकी कंफर्मेशन आ चुकी है। तो 38 पार्टनर्स कल इस मीटिंग में पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे जिनकी कंफर्मेशन आई है। पिछले 9 सालों में एनडीए का जो एक व्याप है वो बढ़ा है, स्कोप भी बढ़ा है और कुल मिलाकर के जो डेवलपमेंट का एजेंडा है उस डेवलपमेंट के एजेंडे को परस्यू करने के लिए जो इंडियन पॉलिटी में भारत के राजनीतिक परिदृश्य में जो लोगों की चाहत बढ़ी है और हर देश के कोने कोने में पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज डेवलपमेंट के साथ अपने आप को समावेश कर रही हैं, उसके कारण से स्कोप ऑफ द नेशनल डेमोक्रेटिक अलायंस हैज इंक्रीज्ड। और इसके साथ साथ जो स्कीम्स हैं, जो नीतियां हैं, जो प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में जो चल रही हैं, which is leading for the overall development of the country on all fronts, right from national security to international politics to the empowerment of the people, ये सब चीज़ों का एक असर पड़ा है और इसलिए एक एनडीए के प्रति एक उत्साह के वातावरण के साथ कार्य को आगे बढ़ाने में सब लोगों ने अपनी रुचि दिखाई है.
Well, now, even as the Congress meets in Bengaluru, the NDA camp is going to, make sure its Huddle meets up in the national capital.